This is the scouting report on Mike Williams from Clemson, a really good receiver. Probably the eyeball test and the fact that his team won the national championship, beat Alabama in 2016, tells us that he's the obvious choice to at least look at and give him the benefit of the doubt that he is the number one receiver. He's 6'4", so he's a big guy. He fills out his pads well at 218 pounds. Pretty long arms, 33 and 3/8. Hands 9 and 3/8. Vertical. He's not as high a jumper as I'd like to see, but you know what? That's okay because he makes up for it in other areas. I like about his stats. One thing about his stats that I really like is in the big game he showed up. He showed up with 8 receptions, 94 yards, and a touchdown. And this is kind of a testament to his will and his drive and how bad he wants it. One thing for sure when you watch Mike Williams is he fights for every yard whenever he catches the ball. It doesn't seem like he goes down easy to me, and he wants to get every yard that he can. Every once in a while he runs out of bounds too early, but he does fight for yards. So this tells us about his will and his want to, at least when it comes to game time. Like we said about his body type, he has every bit the body type of an NFL receiver. So no one's going to really outsize him at that position, which he's going to be covered by corners, smaller corners. But the thing is, these corners might actually be stronger. Off the line, every once in a while, Mike Williams, if you jab him at the right spot, you can stop him, you can slow him down, and that was in college. So this is going to be a bit of a concern in the next level. Also, route running. He's not the greatest route runner. But the thing about these two things that I bring up, off the line stuff and the route running, these are all things that can be learned. Off the line, I mean, he can get in the weight room. He has the body type to where he can actually put on some mass and build some strength. So, and that's going to happen in the NFL. They're going to put him in the weight room. They're going to build that. So he's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. And hopefully he'll get good enough to where he can at least hang, on his releases off the line with some of those strong cornerbacks. His route running, this can all be learned. It takes repetition, and you hear this a lot. You hear in college you run college routes. In the pros you run professional routes. Everybody in college is not a good route runner. Now he's a little worse than others, but that's okay because he's going to learn how to do it in the pros if he has that drive and has that want to. The one thing that I really love about Mike Williams is the way he plucks the ball out of the air with his hands. Having a receiver who catches the ball with their hands gives them a much larger catch radius. They can catch balls up high, down low, to the left, to the right. So you, not only is he a big receiver, but you can almost throw the ball anywhere and you know that he can catch it. Now, because he catches every ball with his hands, he's going to drop a few more balls. Kind of like Mike Evans. Mike Evans has that big catch radius, but he's one of the highest guys in drops. So I'm not really worried about the drops of the wide open balls, but I think that he is going to be a red zone threat. And red zone threats, I mean, they're kind of what we want at the next level. It's kind of what we want in the NFL and what we're starting to see more and more of. So you'll see him drop a lot of balls in the NFL, but you'll also see him make spectacular catches and could put up a lot of touchdowns. Now, another thing that concerns me, he didn't run the 40-yard dash at the combine. That tells me one thing: he's not very fast. He's going to run it, and we're going to have an official time, and I will be really surprised if it is worth noting. It'll probably be a negative more than a positive for him, if I'm guessing. Most people who don't run the 40-yard dash at the combine don't run it because they know it's not that good. Now, he said, hey, 40-yard dash doesn't matter. Look at Jerry Rice. Look at Antonio Brown. Yes, Jerry Rice notably had an awful 40-yard dash time. Jerry Rice wasn't known for his speed, but yet broke all these records. Antonio Brown also didn't have a very fast. I mean, he had a fine 40-yard dash time, but it wasn't lightning quick. But yet the guy just dominates every single week. So Mike Williams is right about that, but what I will say to Mike is you just picked out the two guys in the NFL who work the hardest. Just Google Jerry Rice's workouts. Something about climbing a mountain every single day, running up like this huge trail, this huge hill. It even had a nickname. I don't remember off the top of my head. And Antonio Brown is known by everyone in the Steelers organization for how hard he works. So yes, Mike Williams could be. He has everything that it takes to be the greatest receiver of all time, just like Jerry Rice. But does he have the work ethic? And I'm not even trying to say that he will be as good as Jerry Rice, because I don't think he will. But he has everything. He has everything to play at the next level. It's going to take him a while. He's not going to jump right in and make a difference. He's going to have to learn to run those routes better. He's going to have to put some mass on. He's going to have to learn how to get off the line. But I think in the long run, if he works hard like Jerry Rice or like Antonio Brown or anywhere a little below that, that's going to be what makes the difference. He could turn. I know this is terrible to say because I'm not really giving you a direct answer, but the sky is literally the limit for this guy, and it's all going to come down to how hard he works. I do think he is the most talented wide receiver in this draft because of how he catches the ball, how big he is, his size, and that wingspan, and the fact that he is the ultimate red zone threat.